Hello everybody, it's Wednesday and it's the 12th of February 2020. Very good to talk to you this month. It's a jolly time and today is my grandparents' 82nd wedding anniversary. Well, it would have been had they still been with us. And I often think back because they eloped. So I often think back on their anniversaries to what actually happened and why they had to elope. I'm going to get down to it very quickly. Got lots of questions today. I've got Donna from Manchester. Donna says, were there strong women in your life? Yeah, don't know where you're coming from for that one, but yes. I mean, my mother, a very strong personality. She became a matron when she worked in the NHS. And I had to say, there's elements of my mother that I recognise in myself, and very reliable, very strong. She puts up with a lot of nonsense from our family, and I think of her every day, and we talk regularly. Other strong women? What do you mean by strong? I mean, my grandmother, for example, she was very strong in that she controlled us as kids by simply glaring. She had this glare and stare, and you absolutely knew that you didn't cross a certain line. So in that sense, very strong. She was also very forward-thinking, and in her time she talked about lots of things which today are actually happening. So I often think that had my grandmother taken a different path, she might have been very good in business and possibly politics at a certain level. Who else? There's my sister, Penny, who we used to spar with. My sister academically was off the wall. I was Mr. Average, and I used to try and keep up with her, which was actually, on reflection, very good indeed. Who else is there? Kim Barry, my agent, very strong. When she took over the agency, it wasn't as easy as first thought, and she had lots of hassle, but got through it, and is very strong and hardworking now. So I don't know why you asked that question, Donna, but I hope I've answered it. And now I've got Mike from Ontario. That's Canada, isn't it? Hello, Mike from Canada. He says, what green things do you do? Well, I'm sure you're talking about the environment, etc., and saving the planet. I've been relatively green all my life because my grandparents used to grow veg and didn't use any pesticides at all. They were organic before organic became popular. Today I use less plastics, partly encouraged by where I go shopping. They don't wrap things as much in plastics at all, and our bags for life are very good. I use very little paper now. I try not to print stuff unless I absolutely have to. And just be aware. Try not to waste things. Not always easy, of course, but we are talking about whether or not to get an electric car when the next time comes round. Tony feels it will be a waste of time because he thinks the actual new fuel is not that far away, but it definitely won't be electric. And he's always saying, batteries, a lot of power goes into making batteries, and not too sure how economic or eco-friendly the batteries are. I know that there's this campaign, they're saying no petrol or diesel cars within the next 15 years or so. My question is, what are you going to do with the old cars? Where are they going to be recycled and how? So that's interesting. I think that's about it, really. I'm sure if I thought about it properly, there's lots of other things that I do. But in the main, I think I'm eco-friendly. I wash the plastic things for recycling, and I don't make as many journeys unless I have to now by car, and yeah, I think I just get on with my life, and I'm just economical and eco-friendly as much as I can. Peter from Belfast, what do you think about the proposed bridge from Scotland to Ireland? Yes, for those of you outside the UK, there's lots of talk about developing infrastructure in the UK, but it's all very, very expensive. There was this suggestion made during the recent general election campaign that Boris came up with this idea of a bridge. And I don't know whether he meant that physically or not, but I think it's quite good to connect with other parts of the UK as easily as King. I wouldn't go for a bridge, I'd go for a tunnel, rather like we had the Channel Tunnel, because I can envisage Scotland and Northern Ireland, their weather patterns are quite extreme quite often. So if the bridge was built, it would probably be closed half the time. But I'm not against the possibility of something like that. But I'd go for a tunnel. Judith in Epsom. Well, I mentioned Epsom earlier, didn't I? Epsom is where my grandparents eloped to. So her question is... I can't read. So many people are getting divorced. What is the secret for a long-term relationship? Oh, that's a bit... Let me think. Tony and I have been together 28 years. When we first got together, people said it wouldn't last 6 months, so it's been a very long 6 months. We get on. We have separate lives as well as work. Now, for example, I'm sitting in my office recording this vlog. If I'm not recording vlogs, I'm doing writing. If I'm not doing writing, I'm dealing with fan mail. And so I'm busy here. Tony is next door in his music room, currently putting together an album. So we just keep ourselves very busy and independent, and I think that works. Now, for us, when we first got together, we both travelled a lot for work, and really we didn't see each other more than a week in every 4. And you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I hesitate to make any suggestions or say this is what you should do. I have noticed, though, people who have a lot of money, it seems easier to solve a problem by divorcing, whereas those with less money, they can't afford to get divorced, and so they find a way of getting over whatever bump in the road there is. Yes, consideration and compromise. There has to be compromise all the time. Otherwise, it just won't work at all. Well, I hope that's answered all the questions. I hope I haven't rambled. Happy anniversary to my grandparents. Happy anniversary to anybody who was either born or got wed or got christened on the 12th of February. So, until March, bye.